Jaybird TV presents Campus, No Hands, and Calisthenics Challenge. Beginning with Campus Challenge 1, those black holds on the overhanging wall. For those of you who are not familiar, Campus is no feet, so just using your upper body to climb. It's really fun. It's actually an amazing way to build grip strength, power, and have really fantastic core tension. So Campus Challenge number 2, those blue holds on the same prow here. Do like a pretty cool little spin move here. I don't think that's necessary, I just did it because I wanted to, felt really cool. And just making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. Top that out. So you certainly can use your legs in a sense. You can almost kip like you would doing like an explosive movement where you kick your legs. You can see that my legs are often kind of in a tuck L-sit position where I'm really engaging the core quite a lot. But we are moving right along to Campus Challenge number 3, those yellow holds. It's getting a little more difficult here. All these routes were actually set for Global Climbing Day. Terra Firma had a massive event. It was really fun. Loads of people showed up, and they set these kind of special challenges just to spice things up and make the day really interesting. So this route is a little bit easier. That move I just did, they actually did move closer after the competition to make it a bit easier. So still fun, still awesome to climb. Did feel a little bit easier, and I'm unable to get the entire down climb on this one here. As you see, my right hand kind of slips off, and we're jumping right into Campus Challenge number 4, which will be the most difficult. So it might be difficult to see, but I'm starting on some pretty positive crimps on the feature, and it's a big toss up left to a pocket. Then you essentially need to lock off and almost do a one-arm pull-up to then pull up to the next pocket. Definitely a difficult move. You have 2 fingers in quite a deep pocket. For me, what made it go was to actually focus on pulling down with my 2 fingers in the pocket, as well as pulling with my shoulder, my back, everything, keeping it really tight. I was able to get this on Saturday when they first put it up, and they didn't change anything, but I just really was struggling with it when I was filming this day. Just kind of doing these moves in isolation, I was unable to do it from the start, and I do fall there, which is a secondary crux. So we're gonna move on to the no hands challenge. I could start to feel a little pain in my tendons, and I just decided to calm my ego and move on, even though I really wanted to send it for all of you. But still a really fun challenge, but I don't want to get injured, you know. So moving right along, this no hands challenge, obviously all dependent on balance, the legs. Feels like you're doing quite a lot of pistol squats, really leaning into the wall, and I do push. You can kind of see I'm getting my hand right against the wall there, which is pretty rad. Love these challenges. This is a little more set up like it was in the competition with the tape and the box finishes. They did alter those routes where I did the campus challenges to be a little more like regular routes for people climbing, but they left these as is, which is super cool. You may guess that the campus challenges came a little easier to me. I am more of a powerful climber than a balancy technical climber, although I've definitely always worked hard to try and hone my technique. Still have a very long ways to go. Of course, I have a long ways to go in terms of power as well, but it's a very cool exercise. I used to do quite a bit more of this back last winter, and I should probably get back in the habit of doing so. A fun challenge, try it out sometime. Find a slab problem with great feet and just don't use your hands. Just manage to finesse your way up to the top. Jumping back to the problems at hand, we have the no hands challenge number 3. Those black holds here, this is going to get much trickier than the first 2. So I step up onto that really big black one, and the only thing I have from here is the one out to my left. So you see I kind of lean and fall into that one, which is very cool. Nice little splits type move. And here's where it gets tricky. So the finish hold is downturned, and it's a large black horn hold. So it's kind of where I need my shoulder to be. It seems very intentional. They wanted you to shift your weight carefully and to get your weight low. But it felt hard because I wanted to really kind of quickly shift my weight over to the side, like you may have seen me do on a few of these attempts here. And even coming off the first move there, not really any way to keep yourself from barn dooring without hands, which is the really interesting piece. For those of you who may not know the term barn dooring, that just means that your weight is pulling out on one side. So if you do a big move and your right side of your body is swinging to the left really hard, kind of like a door would slam, we call that a barn door. But anyways, jumping back into this, I'm really trying to sink low there. And I do manage to kind of get my arm just enough under it. I skipped ahead because I was there for quite a long time, just hanging out, trying to finesse this. And I do sneak under it. I'm really trying not to push up against it. It is a bit difficult. I've had a few people ask as well. I'm about 5'11", so just under 6 feet, about 165, something like that too. So not massive. I'm kind of a lanky person just in body type. And this finish was terrifying here. The horn is sloped down, so I didn't know where to stand to match my feet. It's actually very nerve-wracking. I did not want to do it. I'm sure you can sense that hesitation here as I'm just kind of trying to shift my weight around. Really trying to get around just not committing to that move. Really thinking about using that jug. I'm so close. But then I do manage to stand up, get both feet, and very quickly grab the down climb jug. That one definitely gave me a good little challenge there. So this is the fourth no hands challenge the green holds. We're definitely jumping up in difficulty here. Already with the start, you have to do it in a very particular way. And this one felt a lot more like pistol squatting to me, where you really need to shift your weight onto one foot, but then lean against the wall to be able to maintain your balance. This move here, very tricky. So spoiler alert, I was unable to get it. I did see a few other climbers do this route though, so it certainly was possible. It's very cool. And the fifth one with those little blue holds, it was nigh impossible, so I'm not even gonna show that. But let's shift into the calisthenics realm. Now, you may be wondering why I decided to even throw any calisthenics in here. And this summer, I was actually trying to take time off of climbing to let my body heal and to also mentally refresh myself. And so I mainly focused on calisthenics, so doing a lot of gymnastic-like movements, handstands. As you see here, these are my attempts at doing a handstand push-up. This is something I really wanted to be able to do freestanding. It's a difficult movement. I do know that I tend to front load my shoulders as opposed to opening them up, but I'm getting there. So some of these are, I'd give them maybe like a C+. They're not the cleanest, but my handstand is feeling much better, and this has been the main focus of that realm, is nailing that handstand so that I can then start to do more advanced movements. But here, just trying to hold that. It's a battle of using your lower back to push your legs over your head, and then also squeezing with your fingertips to push your body back. So that was my max attempt there, and just had to give it one more shot at a handstand push-up here. Next up are L-sit to handstand attempts. So the L-sit is the beginning move there, where I look like an L, and then it's quite a bit of momentum, but also really trying to control this move and come up into a handstand. Those two I didn't come back down, so I just wanted to prove that I had the control. So they're much better, and I am able to bring it back down. L-sits are fantastic for core, and handstands are great for the back, so it gets some balance. So muscle ups, these are a new skill for me. I just learned how to do them almost back in January. And for a while I was doing the one arm up and the other arm, at different times, which is not great for you, but I do think that it's a sort of progression to the muscle up. But anyhow, I'm just seeing what I can do here, trying to have some clean form. I do my best not to rest my chest on the bar, but on most of the attempts I do. And I do superset it. So I do some dips, straight bar dips at the end of it, and then I try and do a eccentric muscle up, come down, and then do a really clean form pull up there. So if you are looking to increase your muscle up gains, that's a really great way to do it. And here we are with the one arm pull up. Not very happy with that one, to be honest, because I used a lot of momentum and I didn't really control the top. So I think this is one that I really want to focus on and really hone in. There have been times where I had some cleaner form than that. So next up is the tuck planche max hold. And for those of you unfamiliar with planche, it is essentially if I was able to stick my legs out and turn my body into a straight line, like a lever, that would be the planche. But I've been working on progression, so here I'm just seeing how long I can hold the tuck planche. Puts a lot of your weight onto your scapula. And they're just trying to rep some planche push-ups, but I am tired. Last but not least, the front lever hold attempt. This is something I'll really be focusing on this winter as well, getting into my climbing training. It feels very difficult for me, so I've yet to really master it, but look forward to it because I will be. Thank you so much for watching. Much love. Peace.